Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet that doesn't always use the color green to describe our superheroes. I'm your host Chad.
I'm your host Rob, and today we're going to be giving our review, our first take of CW's new show Arrow, which is based off of Green Arrow.
As always, you can check us out over Twitter at Epic Geek Out. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get all our new episodes.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout, and also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com. Let's get into our review of Arrow.
So today we're talking about the pilot for a brand new series out on the CW called just Arrow, based on the DC Comics character the Green Arrow, starring Stephen Amell. I believe that's how you say his last name. I could be wrong. I don't know. He's not a well-known actor. Neither are anyone else in the show. But basically, the plot of the show and the character of the Green Arrow is he's a Green Arrow. Well, no, he is a billionaire who was kind of left on an island, deserted. Kind of got all these specialty skills of, being able to shoot arrows and do acrobatics and parkour stuff, and he comes back to his city, and much like Batman's trying to rid the world of crime and all that good stuff that we love from our superheroes. It's actually originally created as kind of the the axis of Batman, kind of like the more liberal Batman, I guess they what I read that they described it as. So I'm not familiar as much with Green Arrow.
We're big superhero fans, but not one that we grew up with.
Yeah, it's definitely not a mainstream character by any means, but kind of like a Robin Hood-y type thing. So he should, like a Hawkeye, Marvel, but
yeah, who will kill people.
So on the CW,
and hates tennis balls.
What do you think?
So this show I kind of liked, and it has a tremendous amount of faults to it. It really does. First off, the show takes every chance they can have to show the guy without a shirt on. Like, any chance they have, that's just what they're going for. He's like, I don't even recognize my face in the mirror, but it's literally like it zooms into his abs. It makes no sense. It's so stupid. And it is very much, I was a fan of Smallville. I am a sucker for superheroes. I'm a sucker for, saving the city from the bad guys and all that kind of stuff. So I am kind of a sucker for this show. Introduces the character, has a scene that was right out of the Batman Begins, or is it Batman Begins, where he's at like the party, with his friends. He has to be mean to the girl because he wants her to be away when he's actually changed, and he's this like great guy now. So many just comparisons to just other things that we were given, but I like the story. Surprisingly, it was a new superhero for me. And it's a shame that this is my first introduction to it, but I kind of liked everything. They had a cool training montage, like his, base.
That was cool.
His bat cave is in an old factory that they used to own. I made the joke about the tennis balls earlier. He throws like 12 tennis balls in the air and just pops them out of the air with his arrow. Some of the chasing scenes were pretty cool. I was surprised at how much they did in the episode with him killing people, which it's certainly not that Batman mentality of I'm not going to kill anyone. He's pretty fine with shooting an arrow through a henchman's chest and getting away with it. So it's pretty cool. It's certainly not good. It's kind of cheesy, and it reminds me I would have loved this earlier in life, but I am going to stick around. I had a cool the last 30 seconds had this kind of cliffhangery reveal. They're doing flashbacks to his time on the island, so I think they're going to introduce some cool cast of characters, some villains from the comic book that even we might know from others, and and his partners and things like that. So, if you're expecting a great show, you're not going to get it. But if you're looking for your superhero fix, I think it completely fills that void.
It really does echo very similarly the tone of Smallville, which I didn't really ever like a lot. I think
that's more like high school-y.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Again,
but it's just that soap opera
definitely that,
of like the CW shows, like the Vampire Diaries, all that stuff that's very soap opera driven. Oh, he has his shirt off. Like, you know, look at him. And like, what's the drama between the girl and the relationship with the girlfriend?
I used to date her, had sex with her sister.
I mean,
now someone else I know is dating her. I mean, that kind of crap.
I
could do with that.
That stuff.
I really could.
I don't enjoy. But I think this subdued it just enough that it made it a little enjoyable, but still has that feeling of that quality of production. It's definitely not that high budget like quality that you get from like AMC shows or HBO shows, but it's a superhero, and the action was good. I mean, I thought I
enjoyed it.
You know, like you were saying about the training, but also, you know, he goes through the scene where he kind of breaks out from being captured by these bad guys and does all his jumping and running and craziness, and it was believable. I mean, you figure like if he's on an island doing this on trees and stuff, he's gonna be able to do it in a city like that. So, I mean, they definitely did it believable. I think the arrow, like the bow and arrow, is such a cool weapon to begin with. I mean, Hawkeye is awesome.
Pretty in currently.
Yeah, it is for sure.
I mean,
so I mean, you get a lot of that cool stuff. If they can keep up that kind of cool actiony stuff, I didn't feel like there was too much drama elements to it, soap opera stuff, especially in this episode, because I think they're trying to appeal to that male demographic. Because like, what demographic do like a lot of these CW shows? It's like it's cool geeky stuff like superheroes or vampires, but like they're appealing to females. And it's like, what you know, where do you want your audience to lie? And I think that they're trying to bring in that male demographic a lot because it seemed very driven towards that.
And definitely, and I think this show is going to succeed if they get cool villains in it. If they get, you know, he has his little book. He crossed the one guy out, kind of, you know, really Robin Hood-esque. He robbed from the rich, took $40 million and gave it to the people that this guy swindled, you know, kind of thing, and, you know, knocked him off of his book. So I think that that's a great, like, place to mine. And if they can provide, you know, a running story, which is what they're going to need to do. I'm not trying to tune in every week just to see this, you know, random
guy,
villain from DC, you know, Trash Man, who probably exists. I hope I just made him up. But, you know, some just D-level villain that they're just bringing into the show for, you know, one episode. I want to see that full story and get him against his, you know... have him have his Lex Luthor or, you know,
and there's that storyline I think that'll carry throughout of his father told him some things on the island and people are trying to find out what he knows. But then also he's using that information to fuel like who he's after to clean up the city, so to speak. And I think that there could be a lot of interesting points to that as well. And why his father chose to tell him, you know, at the end of his life, you know, I'm a bad man. All these people were stealing from everybody else. And so, I mean, overall, I don't know. I'm left feeling...
I might not watch this because it isn't on demand for us.
Right.
So we had to actually seek it out and watch it on the internet and things like that. And it's not DVR worthy, I don't think. So I don't know. It's... You know, if it's on,
I think I was left feeling more impressed than I thought I'd be because I was expecting a lot worse. But it was enjoyable. There's definitely some cool scenes in there.
Yeah, I mean, just how our show works, we sit down and try to figure out. You know, we pretty much know we're doing a movie a week, and then you know what our Thursday show is going to be. We're like, oh, we could do Arrow. Do we want to watch that? But
we did,
and hey, this is why you try things that you might not think you like. It was good. It was fine.
Yeah, there's fun to be had, so check it out. I mean, you might find yourself pleasantly surprised. So it's that time of the episode again where we like to give our thanks for some geek awesomeness. So Rob, what's your thanks today?
I am thankful for this website. It's called Coursera.org. I checked it out, and actually I just finished, well, first off, I guess I'll tell you what the website is. It's a site that compiles different college classes from different universities. I think from Harvard, you know, University of Penn.
For free.
For free.
Yeah.
And you get to sign up for a class, participate in a class, and just learn about some type of thing for free. I think that is awesome. So I went on, checked it out, and there was this course I just completed, and it's on gamification, which is this really cool idea of taking concepts that are used in video games, board games, whatever, and applying them to your business model. And just, you know, badges is a great example of it. Why do we care about these virtual things that achievement unlocked? Crap like that. So really cool outlook on just things like that, and just the site itself was a really awesome, you know, an awesome tool, and you know, really really interesting. So I definitely recommend checking that out.
You learned things.
I learned things.
Well, my thanks kind of feeds off of that. I'm going to thank an app for the iPhone, or also Android, I believe, called Get Glue. And it kind of takes the concept of gamification a little bit, because you can earn badges, but it's based on, it's kind of like Foursquare, where you check in to different locations on Foursquare, but Get Glue is, you check in what you're watching on TV, a movie. Also now they added the ability to check in like what games you're playing, books you're reading, podcasts you're listening to.
That's cool.
So it's really just a cool way to just keep it. I think it's interesting just because I'm like, oh, let's see who else is watching that. If all your friends are on this and sharing it, it's kind of cool. And you also earn cool badges. I got one for the VP debate the other night for checking in, watching that.
And why do you care?
Things.
I now know because I took that class.
Exactly. I don't know. It's just a weird thing, but it's a lot of fun and it's something to check out. So if you have an iPhone or an Android, check that out. Get Glue. But we'll be back next week with some more episodes of Epic Geek Out. We appreciate you guys watching, but be sure to check back. Have a great weekend.